Hello, Gemini. Welcome to the Plaid Sheep Oracle. Gemini. So exciting. The sun moves into Gemini tomorrow when this will post. In the afternoon here on the east coast of the US. And then there's a bunch of Gemini related stuff having to do with Mercury. So, as you probably know, Uranus and the Sun met 27 degrees of Taurus. Now, a few days after the Sun moves into Gemini, Mercury is going to meet Uranus on May 24th at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And then that same day, a little over 4 hours later, Saturn moves into Aries. And so he will then be sextile Gemini, working partnership. Then Mercury will conjunct the Sun in Gemini on May 30th, just after midnight. Then on June 8th, Mercury will conjunct Jupiter at 29 degrees 45 minutes of Gemini. The following day, Jupiter moves into Cancer. And then on July 7th, Uranus moves into Gemini. And he's there until November 7th. Lastly, later in July 18th, Mercury turns retrograde. At 15 degrees of Leo, he moves all the way back to 4 degrees of Leo on August 11th. So there's all this energy from Mercury, who is your guiding planet, meeting up with innovation, expression, expansion in the form of Uranus, the Sun, and Jupiter. And then he's going to spend time in that creative space of Leo. Leo is really important. The Leo energy to everybody now. And I was thinking, if you watched my readings, that something might occur for you, open up for you when Uranus enters Gemini, but now I'm thinking that it's happening sooner. We begin with this unmask your darkness. And it isn't, it actually is not coming through as, shadow work or anything of that sort, but just stepping outside, right? Parting. It seems like parting the curtains or the flaps of the tent and just stepping outside. And then the visible underlying is embrace enthusiasm and also collaboration, right? There's a Three of Cups kind of feeling with this card. And then get carried away in the unseen. So the unseen just kind of dials up enthusiasm and get carried away. And then we start with the Lovers. And under the Lovers, which is your card, traditionally, and then we get the Star, and I'm just seeing now the Sun, and this extra card in this deck, Soul. Gemini. Then the bottom of the deck, I'm facing the other way because Jupiter the cat has fallen asleep in my chair. Page of Jazz. Page of Wands. So there's all of this. Like, encouragement isn't even a strong enough word to convey all of this advice, invitation, even a push out the door. And then interestingly, we have this Queen of Axes who is coming out because of the next cards as a kind of fairy godmother character, which is, not normally how one might see the Queen of Swords. Though she does have Venus kind of behind her with some Libra energy. But, she's not, right? She's not a fluffy fairy godmother. She does expect you to step up into whatever your part is. This next card is the Five of Blues. This Five of Cups. She's kind of, if you've got some cups that have spilled, just stop looking at them. Right? Turn back to the cups that are still filled. Or, better yet, take this new thing here. Right? She is gifting you this instrument. She's gifting you this tool. And then the Ten of Roots at the other end. Success, building, the dream, Gemini. I don't know if you've been dithering, if you've been wondering if it's the right time to move, if you've been waiting for some addition, I don't know, a person to come along in a partnership, or I don't know, whatever you've been waiting for, or if you've been, I don't know, maybe even feeling overwhelmed. It has been, the energies have been really off the charts. Whatever it is, it's time to stop that and to move ahead. I just did this collective reading about, creating a ceremony at the crossing of a threshold. Something I didn't talk about, and maybe because it isn't related to everybody, or that was the more important message, but the other possibility is that you kind of linger on the threshold. That there can be, while some of us just, cross over really fast and don't honor the moment, others of us, and I've certainly done this myself, we kind of hang out on the threshold. We linger. We make too much of it. And that's a little bit what this feels like. Is that maybe, this card is coming through kind of, that you've opened the curtains and then you're just standing there. I'm actually thinking of that Mission Impossible 4. If you've seen it, there's a scene where Jeremy Renner is meant to leap into this shaft, and it's a long drop, it's 25 feet, and then he's going to get caught by technology at the bottom, but he's, understandably reluctant, and he's up there, getting his courage up to leap into the shaft. And I'm kind of feeling that a little bit. Because then we have accomplishment coming out with welcome right underneath, and I'm going to go one more with possibility. But at the bottom of the deck, there's this will in the middle of a storm. And I'm feeling maybe that maybe you've been trying to will yourself through, when what is wanted here is that you throw yourself in because you want to. that instead of kind of trying to build up courage, that you want to build up enthusiasm, you want to build up, right, that you have so much love and joy at the thing that you just leap, that it becomes impossible for you to stay where you are. So you don't have to push yourself into the shaft, through the curtain, that you are literally carried through it on this energy of enthusiasm. Right, with this reformation card, that you've been doing what you've been doing. You've been, getting your courage back. Working on your, God, I really dislike using that word work in this context. On feeling more compassion for yourself, love for yourself, enthusiasm for yourself. That you can be your own cheering section. I mean, there is totally another cheering section. Source and your fellowship and probably your friends and family are absolutely a cheering section. As is whatever it is you're wanting to do now. I mean, and I don't know what it is. It could be anything. From a business venture or job to getting pregnant, to getting married, to moving, to some distant place. Whatever it is, it wants to come into being as much as you want it to come into being. And that you've been spending time making this possible. But you're finished. You are there. It is enough. Perfection doesn't have to be reached. You're never going to be, 100% bulletproof. It's not about having the very, very best plan, or that, you'll never make another mistake. It's not about that. It's, knowing yourself, knowing that you are enough, knowing that you are worthy of love and belonging, knowing that you have what it takes to do whatever the thing is. And then we have action. And this, right, following action, we have insight. So I think that there is some action that wants to be taken here. And then more information will come. He is Apollo, he's the god of the sun, but I'm seeing him here more as Mercury. He certainly has a lot to do with Mercury, or Hermes, if we want to use the same pantheon, because he is a god of messages. It was his temple at Delphi where the most famous ancient Sibyl, the Delphian oracle, could be found. Right? There is a connection between this solar, the solar energy of insight and clarity and vision, and of course Mercury. So Mercury, right, he shows up as the Queen of Axes, as the fairy godmother, giving you this new tool to help you move forward in whatever it is, a kind of a, it's like, here's the key, here's the piece of information that you needed, possibly. And then after you take some action, you're going to meet him again in his role as insight. And then we get Aya with truth. And that could also be anything. I mean, if we actually take the example of wanting children, maybe you think your partner doesn't. And the action that needs to be taken is for you to go and speak to that person and say, I'd like to have a child. And that maybe you were really afraid that they're going to say, no, we can't do it. Or I don't want to do it. But it may be that they've been thinking the same thing. And that you're going to both come to this truth that you actually want the same thing. It might have to do with, wanting to expand a business and going to your business partner. Or it might be, applying for a loan, or actually going and traveling to wherever it is that you'd like to move to. And discovering, the perfect apartment or the perfect house. Where you could move. Or meeting somebody there and making a friend right out of the gate. There will be some kind of beautiful truth. This is not a truth to be afraid of in any way. Because the next card we have is, the secret, There's these keys. You have them. Below that is bloom. And then right below that is keys on trees. So I'm actually seeing this kind of as a sequence, That there's these keys, You're kind of stuck here in this tower, and if you bloom, then the key appears. The secret is revealed. The bottom here is the gift. And that has kind of fairy godmother vibes to it too. And then we get the queen bee. Stepping into this role. I mean, maybe that's the fear of being a parent, mother or father, whichever. Maybe you had not so great role models. Or maybe you've never been your own boss. Or anybody, maybe you've been your own boss, but you're getting ready to hire people to expand. And you don't know how that'll go. But this is acknowledging your ability to go. You don't know everything. But you have the capacity to learn. You have enough for now. With Morning Dew Girl, there's always more to collect. Every event, every challenge that you pass through, every difficulty, every gift adds to your skill set, to your courage, to your strength, to everything that you have. And then Little Miss Sunshine. Moving ahead out of enthusiasm. But yes, there may be times when courage is needed. But I think that love and enthusiasm can often be a better path to take. Even if courage feels more romantic or more juicy in some way. We like courage. We like people who overcome things. people who sail through on wings of enthusiasm, they don't get as many stories written about them, really. But maybe you don't care. Because it's not about that, right? It's about, you know, where you're going, what it is you want to build. Not whether or not somebody writes a saga about you. Right? Ace of Cups. And at the bottom of the deck is, it's kind of opposite of the Four of Cups. And this particular Four of Cups, it has very much a vibe of, you know, overthinking, right? With this open brain. Right? Feeling your way into love. And below this Ace of Cups is no more games. And welcome home. And I'm going to go one more with the King of Swords. And also, this is sort of my Mercury grown up, or the strategic Mercury. And also, actually, the King of Cups. So then we have this Seven of Cups. And this is seeming like choosing to proceed, even if it means that you're making a single choice, that you're giving up on having all the alternatives. I mean, I don't know how much of this there is left for you. We've been talking in these readings for a while about your ability to commit to something, to let things go, to not choose some things. But if there's any of that left, you know, when you do it, right, you're going to go. There's going to be movement. And if there's difficulties, I don't think that they're going to be, I don't think that the challenges are going to be, you know, really like lemons. I mean, because this is a really sort of a cheerful card. You know, this is kind of life giving you lemons when you want lemons. You asked for lemons because lemons were what you needed. I don't know, maybe you're making a lemonade stand and you're getting lemons. Lots and lots of free lemons. And then there's the migration. And this actually feels like people coming to you. That there's going to be a migration of assistants, of people, of clients, of friends, of investors, of whatever it is. A stream of babysitters to help you once you've had that child. The universe provides, Gemini. I feel like I'm moving fast. Right, we're only at 24 minutes. Usually my videos run longer. But I don't, you know, it's not necessary. I say what is necessary to be said, and you don't need anything else. Just go. So the advice, interestingly, right, we have this Four of Pentacles, and right below it is this Two of Swords, and I'm actually seeing now a Two of Wands. It's kind of like waiting, choosing, waiting. Right below that the Empress. Oh, and then I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, and Strength. And the King of Wands, and also the Page of Wands, actually, under that too. Oh, and there's Justice. Like the Queen of Axes, but more. Oh, and the Tower. And the Ace of Swords. Oh my God, and the Chariot. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards of enthusiasm that are behind this energy of waiting. And it could be with, I mean, the Wheel of Fortune is associated with Jupiter. It might be that if you don't take this action, kind of when your enthusiasm wants you to, if you hold, that events will push you into it. You know, maybe when Mercury meets Jupiter just before he moves into Cancer, it could be when Uranus enters Gemini, although that's much later, more than a month away. So I don't know. But there is a feeling that if you don't make the choice yourself, that events are going to make the choice for you. Now, the bottom here is the Queen of Cups. So this is coming through in a very loving way. This is this fairy godmother, kind of firm but loving fairy godmother. Because right next to her is the Three of Wands, which is, right, that taking action after the 2. Knocking things over. So, Page of Cups, here it is. The gift, the idea, the inspiration, the enthusiasm beginning. The Star, showing up again. Go for it. Follow that inspiration. And then the Knight of Pentacles. Keep at it. Commit to it. Follow through. Gemini. I hope that I have convinced you. I think I have. I think you know. I think this is confirmation for you. Sometimes we need a lot of confirmation from the outside. And I have all the compassion in the world for you if that's the case. And here it is. Gemini, go. Get carried away. And I wish you all the very, very best as you do this. And I will see you next time. So long.